Welcome back. We're coming up on 8:13 this morning. And Sean Diddy Combs was the voice of a generation, not only in music, but in fashion and in business.
And whether you knew him as Diddy, Puffy, or Love, he was the master of branding and reinvention. And here now to talk about the impact this trial will have on Diddy's cultural legacy is Chuck Creekmur, the CEO of allhiphop.com. Chuck, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. Now, Chuck, you launched allhiphop.com at the height of the Diddy era. Just lay out for us the magnitude of his influence.
It's hard to put into words how influential Diddy's been through the years. I mean, since this trial has started, we've been having these internal debates. Can we still play his music? And also, quite frankly, how do we not play his music? That's how much he's permeated through the culture. So the trial has had an amazing impact on the culture and how we regard him. But I do absolutely feel like his musical legacy will be intact. I'm sure there are a lot of people, having this tremendous sigh of relief, knowing that maybe I think we can still play his music now. But he's had an amazing impact. And yes, there's the other side of it. The business, the motivation, the inspiration, seeing a young black male really rise to the top of business. There's so few that you can really aspire to be like business-wise, and he's definitely one of them.
But do you feel like people, because of everything that came out in this trial, do you feel like those, especially with like a great celebrity status, are going to kind of separate themselves or distance themselves from Diddy?
I think that's to be seen. We've seen Diddy in a number of legal situations through the years. We've seen him really go from a young apprentice-like figure, dancing and having parties and things like that, all the way to near billionaire status. So as far as what he does and how people respond to him is to be seen. But I will say that it will be tough because now folks are very much aware of their own brands. A lot of his celebrity friends have sponsorships and high-powered relationships. And I think a lot of that will come out as to how much people will publicly support him. Privately, I think he'll have his friends.
Now, Chuck, this, of course, is not Combs' first brush with the law, most notably that club shooting back in the 90s, which also led to a blockbuster trial here. But this trial, for many, is thought to be different. What kind of stain do you think it will leave on Combs' legacy?
Well, it's absolutely a stain. And, it's sort of like having, a really nice shirt and then you spill something on it that won't come out. I think it's absolutely a stain, and I don't think there's any way for us to get around that. But those other incidents are also stains too. How forgiving is the public is again to be seen, but this is a little different. We were able to witness some of the incidents, particularly that unfortunate, sad, and tragic video with Cassie on camera. And when the masses and the people all bear witness to something like that collectively, it makes it a lot more difficult to forget about it and just party as usual.
Yeah, it really is hard for folks to forget what they saw there. Just curious, though, because in your career, you've had some interaction with Diddy. Did you not? I just want to know what your initial impressions were of him in your interactions and now how you feel.
Well, my interactions with Diddy have largely been pleasant. They've all been, around TV, some events, and they have been generally good. I think at times it gets testy because All Hip Hop is a news and information organization, and we don't necessarily play favorites, and we don't bow down to anyone, powerful or otherwise. We play it very fair and straight. So there have been moments where it's been testy, and that's not just with him, that's with a lot of people.
Chuck, given your experiences with Combs and seeing his brand kind of go up and down here, Do you think he has one more comeback left in him?
Well, I've maintained that he should go into the ministry. I know that might sound funny, but the people are generally forgiving. I mean, think about Jimmy Swaggart and all the folks that have gone through scandal after scandal, and they've been able to rebuild themselves and make a comeback. I think he's going to have to show a lot of humility and a lot of do a lot of healing work and be really if he's able to really demonstrate that publicly. Now that he's beat the most serious charges, I will see how much how sentencing plays out, and if it's favorable, well, it's anyone's guess how this will turn out.
Yeah.
But I do think that the public is very forgiving. You saw celebrations outside the courtroom, even though he still faces upwards of 20 years, and the prosecution is pushing for that.
Yeah, I mean, it will be really interesting because do you feel like in a way this trial has elevated his cult status as the bad boy?
Well, ironically, and I don't think it's a coincidence that that's a part of his cultural DNA. Bad boy. He infamously said, "I run this city to the feds, the cops, DA to come and get me." So whenever you rap like that, and for me, that's manifestation in a very pure, unadulterated form. Yeah, you see what it is.
Yes, that's right. Chuck Creekmur, great to speak with you. We really appreciate your time. You're with hiphop.com. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.